Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Mod Spotlight. And first things first, I would like to apologise to Mr. Skirp because I put his name wrong on the sign, but I've changed it now to say Skirp's RC mod instead of saying Spelkin's RC mod. I was thinking of a different mod at the same time and combined the two together to make Spelkin, which is incredible. Anyway, today's mod is the animal bikes mod, which is quite cool. You can just ride animals about. It has no functionality other than to be completely enjoyable. So let's put the sign up. If I can find the sign, there you go, sign. Pop it up, and it's by a man called Noppes. Animal. I can't even freaking type. Alright, without further ado, I'm going to show you how to make each bike, and then I will give you a quick overview of each bike. Okay, first things first is the Ender Dragon bike, and it is awesome. You don't use obsidian, you use endstone. Like so. Completely cover the inside and put a saddle in the middle, and then you get this weird circular thing with a really creepy eye in the middle. So let's just walk outside, plop this beauty down the ground. Yeah! Look at that. How awesome on a scale of 1 to 10 is that? I think it's about 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's probably one of my favourite bikes. And if you just right click on it, he will spaz out on the floor. And he will literally, he's really fast, and of course he can fly. Using those epic wings of his. I'm going to go to F5 mode. You can just fly around at any leisure you want. It's probably my favourite one. Another thing dragons can do whoa, Enderman, that's really rare to spawn in the open day. Anyway, another thing a dragon bike can do is, if you get it and right click on it with flint steel, breathe fire mofo, and it's awesome. The bonus villager I built earlier. It's really cool. I just found out about this by looking on the forum page. This is after I technically finished the episode, so you can right click with a flint steel and this thing just burns the living hell out of everything. It's awesome. So there's that. Enjoy, kiddies. Alright, next bike is the reindeer bike. I'm actually going to need, I think these are birch, no, not birch, they're pine tree, yes, pine tree saplings, and again saddles. And it's a similar story, just around the outside of the crafting table with the item you want, put the saddle in the middle, and you get a bike. This one's kind of boring, but I'm actually going to get some dye quickly, because you can use dye on the reindeer's nose to change its colour, so I'll just get a selection. That'll do. Pot head outside, and the dragon is still on the roof, so by right clicking on the ground with any bike other than the dragon, you just get rid of any bike in the field of play. I've been playing too much card games recently. I've been playing too much poker and Magic the Gathering because I'm a sad nerd. So you pop the reindeer down on the ground, and as you can see, it's a reindeer, except its legs are ridiculous. Wait, I don't have to actually do this, so. Whoa. Oh, there you go. Down boy. So you can just click on, I think it's click on his head. This is ridiculous. Or you, yep, there you go. So you have to, you just right click on the entity. Make it on again. There we go. I like that. Okay. Enough messing around with the dice. This thing's really fast. You can't jump with it. However, there's one big difference to, actually not one big difference. It can fly. Pretty much, because you know it's a reindeer. Reindeers are cool, they can fly. What would a reindeer be if it couldn't fly? It's just a really cool mod. Got a plant on the runway, I think. You stay here. Okay, the next bike is the Snow Golem bike, and to save you time having to watch me make it, I've put a little thing at the top right screen showing you the crafting table and the end product. So you're going to need snow and a saddle, basically. It's fairly obvious what you're going to need to make a snow golem, and as you remember, it's a pumpkin with snow on top of it. You can ride it around, it leaves a trail of snow apparently, but not in this case, it doesn't. So it's pretty cool. Like the reindeer, it cannot jump, however it's one big difference, nothing. It jumps the fact that it can fire freaking snowballs at anything. Like this pig, which I'm punishing for being pink, which is a girly colour. This is what you get for being a feminist. Feminism is bad. Okay, that's enough being sexist for now. Okay, the next bike, if you cannot see on my right hand side of the screen, is a notch bike. That's right, it's a notch bike. Using cookies and saddles to make it. I think you can feed him cookies. No, you can't feed him cookies. However, once you move around with him, it looks ridiculous. You're riding on a man with a top hat. I mean, how much more ridiculous can you get? I mean, seriously. It's a man with a top hat and you're sitting on top of him, and it's just ridiculous. But anyway, if you spacebar, he drops apples. He doesn't actually like doing it though. It's like being constipated and having to excrete everywhere. So he's having to excrete apples whilst being in incredible excruciating pain. So he's plopping these apples out of his flipping constipated ass, and it's incredibly painful for him. So you can imagine he doesn't like it. So eventually, if you make him have too many apples, he will get really angry at you and chase you and do damage, and it's really damn scary. And it's horrendous, and I don't like it. He does quite a bit of damage, but because this is on survival, not a survival, you won't be able to tell. So that's Notch. Notch, you can stop scaring me now, go away. Thank you. Right. Enough of Notch. Okay, next bike's a bit more generic than the Notch bike. It's just a cow bike. You use raw meat, raw beef to be technical, and a saddle, and it's a tiny little cow. You can get different coloured animals depending on how often you spawn them, and occasionally you can get tiny little baby ones. So I'm going to ride this little baby animal like crushing. I look ridiculous. I'm crushing this thing's spine. How is this even allowed in the game? But yeah, as you can see, this thing's pretty nifty, but it can jump 2 blocks high, which is really cool, considering this thing is absolutely tiny, and it's making really weird noises. I don't think I like it. You can creep that. Oh yeah. Oh god, sticky keys. Oh yeah. That was funny. I just raped the cow. Oh, that was funny. Oh, this cow, you funny thing. You funny thing, you. Okay, next bike's slightly more functional than the cow, and that is the Ender bike, if you couldn't tell from the Ender eye in the middle of the wheel. This thing looks ridiculous, however, it's incredibly useful. As you can see, it's pretty quick. You can't jump with it, however, the one big change with the Ender bike is the fact that if you look where you want to, you can look anywhere to go. So I want to go over to that cactus over there in the distance. I can click spacebar. Son of a gun, this thing hates me. Like I was saying, you can look over where you want to go, like over there, click spacebar, and you teleported over there instantly. Like an Enderman, just like how an Enderman would teleport. However, it has to charge, so I'll do it one more time. If you look at Enderman's head, it's huge and bulbous for some reason. So you've got to wait for its head to just flatten, and then you can teleport again. So it's one of my favourite ones. It's really good to get around with because he's quick. And he's able to teleport, which is cool. Okay, after murdering that Enderman, because I forgot he wouldn't be able to swim and he was allergic to water, we're gonna test out the pig bike. Oh my god, I keep on spawning baby pigs. This is gonna look so bad. Oh god, but. The thing about baby pigs is they run pretty fast, but they can't stop. They just bloody don't ever stop. This baby pig here will walk slower than the actual pig that you can, than the actual adult pig. It walks 30% slower to be exact, so I'll just hop off this thing. That does not stop. Jesus Christ, pig. Okay, so let's spawn an adult pig. I said let's spawn an adult pig. Right, there you go. Adult pig is a lot faster, as you can see. It doesn't jump too high, but I'm not even holding the WASD keys now. You can look at me right now, I'm not holding W at all. This thing just keeps moving. It's like he doesn't understand friction, and he's just moving along frictionless. It's ridiculous. This thing is fast and nimble, but it's a bit irritating because you can't stop with it. Alright, next is the sheep bike. It's made in wool and the saddle, and the sheep is slightly faster than the cow. And again, I spawn a baby, a blue baby, like in the Binding of Isaac. It's spawned. This thing can be dyed as well as the pig, so let me just get a dye out. Let's dye it purple. I like purple. Purple's cool colour. It's purple now. Purple sheep. Nothing too bad about that. The only thing about this is it's a bit boring. It can move pretty fast. It can jump 1 block high. It's pretty good for transport, but other than that, there's nothing special about this that makes it any different to the pig. Other than the pig can just run fast and doesn't stop moving. So. I prefer this over the pig because I think it's more or less the same speed as the pig. So I would go for this every time, pretty much. So that's the sheep. Next up is the spider, and it's got a really creepy bike. Look, the 8 eyes of doom. Anyway, this thing is made using spider eyes, I think they are, and it's pretty nimble. I like the looks of it a lot, but the thing about this is, although it can jump, the one big advantage of using a spider is that it can climb, which is really, really cool. It's like a spider you find in the wild, and it's one of my favourite ones you can get, just because it can climb any vertical surface. So, if I find a tree, I can just climb the tree out of free will. I think this one can be dyed as well. Don't quote me on that. It's ridiculously good. It can be dyed. I think all the bikes can be dyed, which is pretty cool. He added that recently, I think. So all the mobs can be dyed. But as with the spider in the actual game, this thing is 2 blocks wide, so it cannot fit in a 1 block wide hole, which is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit constricting, but not really, because it can climb walls, and that's just awesome. Alright, the next one is the chicken. It's a pink chicken. This thing is a little bit faster than your normal walking speed, so it's the slowest pretty much of any of the mobs. However, well, I'll show you in a minute. I'll just find a really high surface. Like in the actual game, chickens can flap their wings. They can't fly, but they can prevent themselves from taking any fall damage whatsoever. So I can jump from here and just float gracefully to the ground. So pretty much this chicken is an invaluable object to just, you know, hill climbing, because if you fall off, you can just grab your chicken and just hop on its back and just fluff down. That is not the kind of thing I think I'd ever see in real life. Just grab your chicken, you know, grab chicken, just jump off. Let's see if I can just jump off here quickly. And gracefully hurtle down this beautiful azure lake. Lovely. Although coming here wasn't exactly intentional, it's actually been kind of convenient, because now I can show off the squid, which, as you can imagine, is a water-based bike. So you just pop it on the land. I don't like that colour at all. I want it to be blue. That's not good. So just hop on the squid. You can jump the squid. It's got... Whoa, what the hell? Let's see this. Dum 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 dum. Apparently gravity affects this thing more than any other bike in the game, but as you can see, it's really slow on land. However, when you introduce it to water, it just zooms out really fast. It's hugely quick. Probably the fastest bike in the game, I think. This isn't exactly the best area to showcase it, but it dives below the surface with you in tow, and you can just speed about, knocking up blocks and murdering pigs. All good fun. Next is the wolf bike. This thing is kind of boring, to be quite frank with you. It's not exactly the most interesting bike in the world. It acts like a normal wolf when you're not riding it, and it's about the same speed as a cow, so it's kind of fast, but other than that, it's really boring. If you introduce it to a hostile mob, it will attack it and defend you. If you introduce it to pigs and sheep, it will attack it just because it's a wolf. So let me just walk over here. Go on. Go on. There you go. You're a useless wolf. Go on. Attack. Defend me, you son of a bitch. Defend me! Defend me! Alright, the penultimate bike is the creeper bike. It looks like a pig, which is kind of a tribute to, I guess, Notch, meaning that creepers are supposed to look like pigs. This is what it looks like normally. Pretty fast, you can jump, but the main thing about the creepers, as in any Minecraft game, is when you get to a specific height, it blows up. I didn't actually mean to fall into this ravine, it's kind of cool it's here. I had no idea this ravine was here, that's pretty nifty. Oh god.